Have you ever wondered how you could put some animation using Java? Animation is what? There is a time clock, and with the time clock, you move some object. For an example, you might have seen in animated movies like the Mickey Mouse's movie, like how it is done, like that. At every time clock, you put a different picture. With Java, we can do this kind of animation. It's bit complex, but still we can do it. Java Swing provide a class called timer class, and the purpose of the timer class is to provide you the ticks. Like you remember in the piano class, there's a thing going on tick 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 tick. So the purpose of this timer class is to provide you those beats or ticks, and then at every tick you will have a event or generated. And as we were like dealing with mouse clicking events and things like that, same way we can use timer event to progress in the animation as well. For this purpose, let's do some coding. Let's say we have seen this animation that a ball is moving or a box is moving. Let me code today how we can do that. So let us open a project. So new Java project. Let us call it our animation. Okay. Oh no, we will just create a source file, new Java class. Let us call it, let's say, box moving. Okay. We will have a main method. Now, as we are dealing with this class, we will just directly extend it to JFrame. JFrame extends JFrame. As we were doing earlier, let's create the constructor box moving. Okay. In the constructor, let's we have to set the size. Okay, and we can provide the width and the height. Let's say 300 and 300. Let's do that, and set default close option, exit on close. Okay, so this is the like usual things that we do for the frame. So we set the size and things like that. To show it, we have to of course do it in the main. We have to define a JFrame. Quickly we can do is new JFrame, new box moving dot set visible true. I did a shortcut here. So what did I do? I created an object of this class box moving, and I immediately made it set visible to true. In this way, it will be shown on the applet. Now what we have to do? If we just show this, what will happen? It will just show it like this. So we have the frame visible. Now we have to put a box here and let this box move. How we will do it? Let's first put a box. Now for the putting the box, we have to first define a box, like box component. So let me do that. Let us define class, like let's say rectangle extends J component. So it will be a component, and let's say let's define its size. Let it be 20 by 20. pixel. Int width equals 20, sorry, 20, and int height equals 20. Let's do that. Now we have to modify it at the first time. So, and also we have to show its position, right? So int x left and int y left. Remember, to set this thing visible, what we have to do, we have to override a function that is called paint component. Paint component, because this is a component, right? So paint component, and this is what we will do. Okay, we will just fill it with a g dot fill rectangle. Okay, and we have to provide x top. Remember, why can x left, sorry, this was x left and y left, so x left and y should be top. So x left, y top, and we have to provide the width and the height. Right. So this is how you paint that rectangle again and again. Now let's write a function that will called to move from one place to another place. So let's write it public void move, and let us do int dx, how much x coordinate you want to change, and how much int dy, how much y coordinate wise you want to change. Now here what you have to do, or you have to just change the x left and y left, and that will do it. X left plus equals dx, and y top plus equals dy. This will change the coordinate, but now we have to repaint it. So repaint, and this repaint will inherently call this paint component part. Okay, so this is how you change the position of the rectangle. Now what you have to do here in the box moving is you set the size, you set the exit on close and all this stuff. Now what you have to do is you have to start a timer, and so we can do timer t equals new timer. Okay, and we can set the t dot start, that way it will start the ticks. Okay, why I cannot, I have to mention the delay. Before I mention a delay, timer takes the listener as well, so we have to first define an event listener. So let us define an event listener inside this class different. So we can do that. Class, let's say time event listener extends event listener. Okay, and this listener, in this listener, okay, sorry, not event listener, implements action listener, and this I have to implement the unimplemented function, And here what I'll do, on every tick I'll just move this position and change the thing. So first let's define a method for this rectangle component. Let's say rectangle rect equals new rectangle. Okay, so we define that and make it, now we have to change the position for this rectangle, right? So we have to make it like visible to the class. So we have to make it a member variable, and rectangle equals new rectangle. So here I'll just change the position. So on every tick what I'll do, I'll say rectangle, okay, dot move, okay, and I move by 1 pixel. Okay, I set that, and then I define the timer and I define the delay. Let's say you want to do it every 100 millisecond, so we do 100 millisecond, and we have to define an event click listener. So let's say we done time event listener, time listener equals new time event listener. So, and we provide this time listener to here. Why it is having this error? Remove timer, this timer, Java that Java util timer. I think this is not the case. I think we have to import Java dot swing dot timer. Yeah. So because we have to import Java dot, now it is right, and we have to say start cannot be resolved with a field. Let us see t dot start. Okay, now it's fine. So basically I am saying at every 100 millisecond it will put a timer, and when as soon as the timer event happening, it will move it to the one position on the corner side. Let us see if the animation can happen. Now see, we cannot see anything over here. Now we have to figure out why it is the case. Let us try to debug. See, the problem lies over here. I forgot to add this rectangular component to our frame. So let us add add rect, because I forgot to add it to my frame. That's why it is not visible. Now if I run it, you see this is moving. Now we understand that there are like mouse click events happening. So for that we have action listener. Now we understood how to add a timer to our JFrame classes, like to have the ticks. Now let's talk about something else that is called mouse event. Right now, when we move the cursor or mouse, you see things are changing, right? When I move over here, this is like putting to a bar, horizontal bar. When I'm moving here, it is like changing its shape. So how is it doing that? Because this is designed such a way, whenever I'm changing the mouse or it is entering a component, there are events generated for that. So there are different events for each component we can generate, like one is mouse press, mouse released, mouse click, things like that. So as we were doing, we will do little bit coding for mouse event listener. Let's do that. So let's say we here we did like with timer class, right? Now let's say we wanted to say in a frame, if I go move my mouse and then click on some place, the the rectangular component will move there. We can do that. How we want to do that? So to do that, we simply let me copy this code. make a duplicate, copy and paste. So make a duplicate. So I'll say box moving mouse event. Let's say mouse box moving. So let's say this is the case, mouse box moving. So in this case, like, we don't need a time event listener, right? Because we just wanted to have mouse click listener. So what we wanted to define is, let me get rid of this. So we will have a mouse click listener. So class mouse click listener implements mouse listener. So this is the interface that we have to define now. So add unimplemented methods. So there are many methods that are unimplemented. Now today we will be just talking about mouse click. So if I click on a place, this will array. So if this mouse click happened, then we wanted to say that rectangle, we want to move it, right? Rectangle dot. Now see, here I can move this thing, right? Move it to a move by certain degree. But what we wanted to do is move to absolute position. So I have to define a function like like move to. Let's say I want to absolutely want to do that. Then move it to x and y. Then I will just say move x left equals to dx and display dy. So I can simply use it, rectangular dot move to, okay, and with the mouse click event it comes with the coordinate as well. So we can get the e dot get x and e dot get y. So these are the, so it will try to move it to that place. Now here I am not doing the timer, but I have to add the mouse click listener. So to add a mouse click listener, what you have to do, you just have to call the function, because I am adding to the frame, right? So add mouse listener, okay, and we can just simply say new mouse click listener, because that is the class I defined. Now if we run this code, then we see that it is initially shown over here. So if I click here, it is coming to this position.